working monastery or old working abbey with monks controlling a winery, situated in picturesque Canon City, Colorado. And there's an element of where they get some grapes from the local prisons, I still believe. So you've got crime and religion and all sorts of cool things. So I'm really excited to have Larry on with us. I've known Larry for a long time. He is the owner. He's going to take us around. We're going to talk to him about it. And then, of course, most importantly, we're going to let you know that in these times of stay at home, how we can get his delicious Colorado juice delivered to your doorstep. So, Larry, thank you for taking some time today.
Thank you, Jacob. And I hope for sure that you weren't referring to me as the criminal element.
Well, I don't know that for sure. I was not excluding or including you in that.
Yeah, I did move from New Jersey. People accuse me of coming on witness protection. So
fair. So let's get this out of the way because I think it's the most important thing. I am all about supporting our local businesses. And so we're going to talk about the wines that you're going to get thirsty about. So Larry, can you tell us the two easiest ways people can get your wine today?
the two easiest ways to get our wine today is go online, www.abbeywinery.com, go to our shopping cart, and we're doing 99-cent shipping on orders over $75. That's a code at checkout. That's Party99. The other way to do it is call the winery, 877-HCA-WINE. We are here taking phone calls, and we can deliver locally here in town, an 8-mile radius of the winery, and then also shipping on that 99-cent deal.
Cool. I'm guessing Denver is not in the 8-mile radius of Canon City.
No, Denver's not in 8 miles, right? So I've had people all over the country say that I should be delivering to them in like New Hampshire or Virginia, and I had to politely decline.
Fair. So let's talk a little about the winery because I think the story is so cool. When you bought it. So it used to be owned by the monks, right? They were actually overseeing the operation, and then you came in 10 years ago now? Is that about right?
Actually, 15.
15. Wow, that shows how jaded I am in this now.
So 15 years ago, that was the monks started the winery in 2002. They recruited some folks from California to come and build and design a tasting room in the winery. And then a couple years later, they were told that they all had to be relocated to other monasteries because there weren't enough monks here at this property to keep it viable. Mm-hmm. And so I through some oddball networking, I found out about the winery and decided that I wanted to leave my practice at a CPA firm in New York City and start the luxurious life of being a winery owner.
Awesome. Now, can you zoom in on one of the bottles of wines anywhere? Because I love the labels that you guys do because it pays homage to that history of the monks. It's just it's striking when you see those wines on the shelf or in the tasting room, and that hasn't changed much at all since you've really taken it over. Is that correct?
No, we've kept the original branding on the Abbey Winery line of wines. We have about 16 different wines that we're doing right now. A lot of premium reds, some dry whites, and those wines are being sourced from Colorado wherever we can. And then we also have some fun sweet wines. This red sweet wine, Sangre de Cristo Nouveau, a Riesling, which is our signature white wine, and that's actually currently we're offering a special on that, 20% off that one, and also the Vineyard Sunset, which is a White Zinfandel Riesling blend. And
I'm going to have you turn around. I'm going to direct you in your own tasting room. How does that make you feel?
It makes you feel like you know where we are and that you've been here.
I have been there several times. You know where I'm directing you to. So one of the coolest parts of this property, there's 20 things that are cooler than what I'm about to tell everybody about this property. But the wine racks that he's about to show us. So you just saw in the back when he was showing his beautiful labels. They were on VintageView W series racking systems. Right here, these are what we believe to be the first W series wine rack frame installation. So this is the first time we commercially offered this frame from VintageView where you're able to bring the bottles of wine off the wall. Now, Larry, can you zoom in a little closer to show people why we do that? Because what you see here is a really cool where, those bottles just kind of float a few inches in front of that wall texture, which just really brings them out to the customer. And we're just really proud to say that this started a product line, a framing system that has become super popular today. So thank you for being one of the early adopters to that product.
Yeah, well, it's definitely people notice it when they come in, and it was interesting, Jacob. On my Facebook feed this morning, I got a memory from 3 years ago. I was standing in front of this rack with one of your
T-shirts, right?
play and
Yeah.
display, right? Yeah, T-shirt, play, display, right? So
Yeah, awesome, great timing. So I'm going to ask you some questions about the wine. I know you wanted to show the outside to the new tasting pavilion that we hope will be open to the public as soon as possible. So why don't you start walking
sure.
up there? I also, while you're doing that, you guys make one of the most interesting wines that I've ever come across in the history of my wine world, and that is the Wild Canyon Harvest. Is that the name of it?
That is the name of it. Yeah, I just had the camera on there just about 2 minutes ago. That's a blend of bunch of grapes that have been grown in backyards, and also at the prison complex out here. And generally about 20 varietals, 100 different growers contribute to that, and we pay 50 cents a pound for that, which is it's $1,000 a ton, and they get their name on the back label, and we have an extended sales force of about 100 people that get discounts on their bottles, but also they want to give that away as Christmas presents.
I love it. So we brought in there's the prison culture. So there we go. So we've proven that Larry was not the criminal element I was referring to. What I love about that is one of the ones I had a couple years ago had like some Malbec from a professional grower, probably a couple miles down the road, had like some Concord from like probably, Aunt Susan down the road who just has grapes growing in her backyard. It was just really a community effort. And then your winemakers are so good that you can blend those 20 some odd grapes together that make no sense anywhere else in the world and give this kind of cool, nice rosé wine for the summer. So yeah, that's my little story there. So now tell us what we're looking at here.
So we're looking at our display experimental vineyard, and then our little patio and outside tasting room, which is perfect for sitting out here on summer afternoons, and it would be actually a perfect day to do it today, with the sun out and nice brisk 60-degree weather. We hold our VIP wine tastings out here, where we set up flights of wine with fruit and cheese and nut platters, and they get their own private hostess to work them through the flight. And out here is our outside park area. This is where we hold all our live events throughout the year. We usually have a spring release party that got canceled. That was scheduled for April 25th. But our bigger event is Harvest Fest, which is always the last full weekend of September. And we generally pack about, over 2 days, 4,000 or 5,000 people onto this lawn. We have a stage with music. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy time.
If we're not allowed to host events by then, that means I will be in confinement with my 2 young children for the next too long. Let's just please hope that we're open by then.
I sanatoriums by then, so. And so I'm walking across the lawn here. Our entire property is licensed, so that's why we can have those live events. People can come and picnic and have enjoy lunch on the lawn. On Mondays in the summer, we have wine and pizza.
And Larry, you're breaking up us a little, so I'm gonna talk for a second while you are moving, and then hopefully when you get to the winery facility itself,
I might be losing you, Jacob.
Yeah, I think we've lost you a little bit.
Yeah, I think
so. Larry, why don't we go back to the winery or to the tasting room? Yeah. So the joys of Facebook Live, the thing you get from tasting room is the worse the reception. So I guess that's a lesson in life that probably don't want to get too far away from the wine ever. The internet was something there.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
Larry,
I have a booth over there. So.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good. So back at the safety wine, we've gotten some reception again. So that's good. Okay, so let's finish this off. I want you to go and pick one wine that needs to go in someone's shopping cart when they're calling you up or they're buying online for their at-home delivery or mailing. What's the wine they have to put in there?
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm loving the Cabernet Sauvignon right now. It's a 2017 vintage. It won a Jefferson Cup, which I'm showing you right here. It won a Jefferson Cup in the 2019 competition. It's just a fabulous Colorado-grown Cabernet Sauvignon. Not necessarily as intense as you might get from California, but it's kind of like that easy drinking, really great fruit-forward Cabernet Sauvignon that.
Well, I'm going to give some context to that. So anyone who doesn't know what the Jefferson Cup is, that is a prestigious wine competition judged by Doug Frost, who I believe is still the only master sommelier, and he's got one other certification that one of 3 or 4 in the country that have both those certifications. So when you get a Jefferson Cup award, he is tasting wines from all over the country and awarding the best. So this isn't best of Colorado. This is best of the tasting flights that he did throughout the country. So bravo on that.
Thanks. Hey, I'm going to show you something else, Jacob.
Oh, go for it. And yeah, so good juice. Everything I've ever had from you guys has been rather tasty.
So yeah, this is our 2019 version of Congregation. You got to start it on this 6 years ago.
You know what? You know who just commented in general on the feed here was Mr. John Weed, who was the graphic designer that did that original design. So the Congregation is their wine club that in my previous life of the ad agency world we worked on with Larry. Glad to see it lives on. You're looking like we're still having some video problems here. So Larry, I'm gonna cut this off, but I'm gonna remind people to we'll put the links and all that stuff in the feed here when this saves up onto Facebook. But buy his wine online. Shipping is 99 cents for orders $75 or more. If you live within 8 miles of the winery up in Canon City, Larry or one of his colleagues will do safe doorside drop off to you. And guys, this is great juice. Hashtag small biz love. We want to love on our Colorado wineries and our local businesses because this is a tough time for all of us. And there's no better way to get through a tough time than drink good wine. So thank you, Larry.
All right, no, thank you, Jacob, and come visit us when we're back open for real visitation.
The minute they let me, I'm driving to the winery, and I'm getting some juice.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks so much, Larry. We'll talk to you soon. Good luck with everything, and be well.
Thanks. Yeah, you do the same.